37. 26 knots down Eagle. 106 to interval is a Rhino at 5. Good. 07 on Black Pass on course 1 mile. Good. 07 on Black Pass on.
In early 2012, as part of the security preparations for the London Olympics, an elite armed police unit called the Counter-Terrorism Specialist Firearms Officers, or CTSFO for short, was formed in London by the Metropolitan Police. As its name suggests, the CTSFO is highly trained in conducting counter-terrorism operations on British soil, with Deputy Chief Constable Simon Chesterman stating that "We have also developed a network of counter-terrorist specialist firearms officers trained to the highest levels. We have worked closely with UK Special Forces to ensure that we are fully interoperable with them. We established working groups involving Special Forces advisors to develop and implement effective tactics." Since its formation, the CTSFO has established a network of regional hubs throughout the UK, and over the past decade it has carried out countless operations across the country, such as the one in Willesden in northwest London. The Willesden operation originated in August of 2016, when MI5, a British intelligence agency, received information regarding a terror cell of 3 women who were preparing to carry out an attack in the capital. Accordingly, the 3 suspects and a house they used in Willesden, number 92 along Harsden Road, were placed under close surveillance. In the meantime, MI5 was working to build up a bigger intelligence picture on the situation, which led to them concluding that either Westminster or the British Museum were the likely targets. By late April 2017, it was estimated that this attack was a mere few days from being launched, and subsequently, in the afternoon of the 27th of April, following an in-depth briefing, teams of CTSFO officers were authorised to go in and neutralise the terror cell. Dressed in their distinctive grey uniforms, the armed officers loaded up onto several unmarked cars and set off for Harsden Road, where they arrived at around 1900. On exiting from their vehicles, the CTSFO formed up into their respective teams and moved off to clear the target building. As they did so, 2 civilians, who at the time were walking down Harsden Road, observed the arrival of the CTSFO and began recording with their cell phones. In the first few seconds of the footage, we can see the CTSFO outside house number 92. On the right, slightly obscured by the white car, we can see the assault team at the front door. Directly behind them, on the pathway, is another group of officers, who were tasked with providing cover and support to the assault team. At 16 seconds into the footage, we hear a loud bang, which is the front door being breached. Unfortunately, it's not confirmed what breaching method was used, but from the motion of one of the officers, it would appear to have been a battering ram. Simultaneously to the door being breached, CS gas was deployed into the target building, moments before the assault team stormed in and commenced clearing the property itself. Immediately on gaining entry, the CTSFO were met by one of the suspects, Rislane Bula, who, armed with a large knife, charged out from the kitchen and ran towards the assault team. After issuing an order to stop, the forward officer fired his rifle into Bula, who dropped to the floor seriously wounded. With this threat neutralised, the assault team continued on with clearing the rest of the house, during which one of the other suspects, Caller Bagahuthi, was identified and taken into custody. However, the third female suspect, Mina Dick, wasn't located inside, and instead a 16-year-old male was found and placed under arrest. It was later learnt that Mina Dick was arrested by regular police officers in the town of Rochester several hours after the raid in Willesden. Following the seizure of house number 92, an on-hand medical team was called forward to see to the wounds that Rislane Bula had sustained, whilst a police cordon was established around Willesden Road and counter-terror investigators were employed to conduct a thorough search of the building. During this period, a further 2 arrests were made on the night of the 27th of April when a man and a woman approached the police cordon and sought permission to enter house number 92. The next morning, on the 28th of April 2017, Deputy Assistant Commissioner Neil Basu held a press conference with the media in which he outlined the results of the raid. An armed entry was necessary due to the nature of the intelligence that we were dealing with and involved armed officers firing CS into the address. During the course of that operation, one of the subjects of that operation, a woman, was shot by police. She remains in hospital. Her condition is serious but stable. In total, 6 people have now been arrested in connection with that operation, 5 at or near the address and 1 in Kent, Rochester. Searches are ongoing at 3 London addresses, including Willesden Road, as part of this investigation. Due to these arrests that we have made, I believe that we have contained the threats that they posed.